Welcome to the Wildlife Recap Show, where we are not a nature reserve even though we do have animals. We have a dog, bird, a deer, another bird, that one's a canary.
In this series, we are all going to pretend to be animals and only make animal noises.
I'm Rosaic, and here at WLRS we're going to be bringing you the latest in all the bloodshed, chaos, and drama from the Wildlife server. For those of you new to the Life series, welcome! The Life series is a hardcore death game where everything is friendly until you're on your last life, as only those on red can kill, and once you lose your last life, you are out of the series. This season sees the return of all players from previous seasons, so no need to put up those missing dog posters. We also see the return of the 6 life system from last life, with those above 4 lives showing as dark green lives, lives appearing on the tab list, and everyone starting out on 6 lives. This is to accommodate the twist of this season, the wild cards. According to Grian, each session will introduce a wildcard unique to that session. Players are already throwing out theories of what may happen, from Scar having apparently made a suggestion to Grian, to the potential for someone to receive a unique twist like the Boogeyman curse. We don't know the full extent of what this may entail, but we do know how it was a game changer this week. Let's go to our field reporters for more on this week's twist. Arrow?
So here's the question.
I need more wood.
Yeah. What's the twist?
Yeah, that hasn't.
Oh yeah, when we.
Yeah.
There it is. There's your answer.
Oh my god. What?
No. A
What?
wild card is active.
This week's wildcard found itself quickly affecting the early game of the lifers, from those already shifting finding their height being stolen, to others taking quite some time to realize it. Eventually, everyone figured out that shifting shrinks you, while jumping grows you with height, ranging from half a block to about 6 blocks tall.
Wow.
Okay,
You're
my-
huge.
Oh my gosh, you are massive.
This comes with some difficulties and some benefits. Due to only the player's hitbox and viewpoint being affected, players still have their normal reach, allowing short players to sweep at the ankles of hostile mobs, while making it impossible for tall players to reach crafting tables at ground level. Pearl, trying to scout out a cave, finds out what happens when you shift on the edge of a block. Despite repeatedly warning people of this, multiple people fall victim to this over the session.
Need to stop getting distracted by, oh my gosh, that's a big hole. No! Oh!
Martin decided to make a more malicious approach to this wild card. Thievery! In a series of tiny heists, Martin sets out to make enemies with the entire server, starting with his teammate from last session. Unable to claim the cherry grove from Bam Bam, Redwood decided to claim their sheep instead. Ben is able to get away, but Martin, struggling to use his lead, quickly gets caught by Jimmy.
What are you doing?
Nothing.
I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna kill you. What are you doing?
No.
What are you?
No.
You,
Whoa,
bro,
wait a minute,
what are
hold
you
on.
doing?
This leads to the swift slaughter of the stolen sheep, and a convoluted series of events that lead to Jimmy having secured a zombie villager, and somehow owing Martin despite turning the lead he used to steal the sheep. Jimmy, with the help of Lizzie, manages to wrangle more sheep, but those don't survive the session either, as Scar's untamed wolf kills them.
This time, yes.
Scar, did your wolf eat the sheep?
Oh.
Martin's next target is the base of another former teammate, Scott. Hoping to get ingredients for a book, he teams up with Grian to steal their sugarcane and cows. The cows are not for them, though, as Gem needed the cows herself. Martin makes his way back over to the base, cow in tow, only to find that Joel has managed to secure cows for them. Martin, not wanting to be caught red-handed, slays one of their cows and replaces it with his stolen one. Impulse comes over shortly after to try and reclaim his stolen cows, having been convinced that Joel had stolen them.
So
Fast
if
and
Scott,
Furious.
Impulse, or Pearl turn up, those cows are not the ones that are theirs.
I know they're not, because I went bloody all the way across the map to get these stupid cows.
I did not steal these cows, Impulse. I want these cows across the map, and I'm sick.
And as if his previous hijinks weren't enough, Martin, wanting to get enchanted, set out for the Sub-1 club base. Grian isn't there at the time, leading to him to almost break up the old married husbands when he tells them about his cow heist with Grian. The record quickly gets set straight when Grian returns home and, still distrustful of Arden, sees Mumbo Sir Kills-A-Lot Ainebo threaten violence if Martin tries to steal the Enchanto. This does not stop him.
Right,
Sorry, I
okay,
was
Martin,
trying to organise myself.
if you break this pickaxe, I swear I'm gonna break your knees.
That's all for this week's wildcard. Back to you, Wizaic.
Thanks, Arrow. Amidst all the chaos from this new mechanic, we see the return of some old teams and gags. Jimmy, Not a Toy Solidarity, and Scar, Reputation Board Good Times, have teamed up in a bamboo monopolizing alliance that might get out of the series quicker than we have time for.
Sorry, I need to interrupt this canon event because you two together would be out of the series quicker than we have time for.
This is already panning out to be somewhat true, as Scar lives up to his name and Mufasa's his way off the cliff. Gaslight Gatekeep Girlboss have made a reappearance, adding an impulse to their ranks. Ethubs is up to horse girl drama again, with Etho making a point to get a horse before B-Dubs gets the chance to lord his ride all over the server, even if he has to kill horses in the process, but that's just following the crowd.
Yeah, 3 levels.
I can't believe I'm doing this. That felt so looking at him.
Etho, have you figured out how to get bigger yet?
This is not the only time he and B-Dubs squabble over steeds, but more on that in a moment. Ranchanting is back before GTA 6, although they can't quite have the sway over enchantments they'd like, as all enchantments are capped at first level. This has also allowed players to get Silk Touch without bookshelves. And with this week's wildcard making it easier to dig one tall holes, players took to the mines like canaries to a coal mine. Let's go to Melody for an update on the mining industry.
Caving is an essential part of any Minecraft world, and nearly dying in caves is a time-honoured tradition in the Life series. Martin, in a display of surviving prowess that honestly should have not worked, managed to survive from himself from purling to his death by MLGing onto a stalagmite.
I feel as though they've come out of it net positive. Oh my god!
Testing survivability seems to be a trend in Martin's episodes, as he set off with Ren into the Nether after shortly finishing a mining trip for tradition's sake. Long-time viewers of the Life series will not be surprised to see him needing to go deeper, nor would they be surprised to hear Ren's refer to something using choice wording.
I'll tell you what, I'm gonna...
They didn't drop any juice though for me. Did you get any creamage?
No. Don't call it that.
They make out alive and well, ready to commit some piracy with their newly acquired leads. Martin wasn't the only one nearly impaling himself with the Pearl method, as Mumbo also found himself in the dripstone depths. Despite watching Mumbo fall, Grian shortly joined him. And despite their frantic warnings, Skizz joined them into the pit as a true display of the sub-wall intelligence.
There is some iron there. Oh!
No! No! What happened? What happened? Lights! Lights!
No,
Lights!
don't do the same thing! Oh, that was sub-1 intelligence.
This fall does lead them to find diamonds, however, so maybe they did have their collective brain cell at that moment. The mining trip was an overall successful endeavour in the end, as they got iron armour and completed one of Skizz's many goals. He announced so many goals. As the co-dependent husbands went to collect some obsidian, Grian went to find the materials for a book so the group could meet back up to create an enchanting table. Once they crafted it, the server's resident fiend for enchanters was seemingly summoned by its very presence, stumbling his way up from the mines and digging directly into the sub-1 base.
Oh, this feels like a big moment. Should we wait for Skizz? I mean, I'm also a little bit concerned because, look, can you see Scar's name?
Yeah, I can. What do you want to do about it?
I don't know. It depends how tall he is.
All right. So apparently I am pillaring up right next to these guys. I'm going to pop up right next to him. It will be hilarious.
He's no! Quick, get the enchanter, Mumbo! Get the enchanter! Get the enchanter!
Oh, this is going to be hilarious when I pop through here.
Get the enchanter!
Dig it up, dig it up, dig it up.
Oh,
you massive man!
The Sub-1 Club wasn't the only group subject to Scar shenanigans. Team Bet, name to be confirmed, having also taken to the caves, found many of their potential diamonds pocketed by Scar, while attempting to have a nice conversation with him.
Scar, my friend, my best, my best buddy.
Yes, of course.
How are you on food at the moment?
Oh, just one moment. Excuse me. Just need to grab something real quick. So let me grab that. Oh, yeah. Let me grab this one too.
What are you getting?
What?
Are those diamonds?
Just a second, everybody.
What?
Just a minute.
Dude, I'm teamed up with a bunch of blind moles here or something.
This wasn't their only blunder, as Etho and B-dubs were reminded that despite their height, they were still subject to gravity and falling down into avoidable holes. Etho somehow also managed to convince B-dubs that there was a horse in the cave that had fallen in. Despite Tango telling B-dubs that there was no way that's possible, B-dubs walked around the corner to see the horse that was swiftly buried in gravel. In B-dubs' defense, horses were on the mind. The group had found 2 separate spawner dungeons holding horse armor in the chests, which Etho and Tango immediately withheld from B-dubs.
Name tag? Yeah, Tango. No.
Now we got problems.
What?
Now you and I got problems.
What? There's a name tag
Oh,
here.
yeah. What?
Thank you for the gift, Tango. Thank you so much. This is the nicest.
Down low. You gotta be hush about all that.
Ah, Etho-dubs, yelling at each other. Nature is healing. Back to you, Rosaic.
Not everyone went straight to the mines. Gem and Joel, careful not to repeat the mistakes that everyone makes early on in the life series, made sure they had a good food source, leading Joel to wrangle cows for, most of his session.
Look at the state of these guys. I'm going insane, Gem. Mumbo, I'm going insane. Someone help me.
Impulse also sets out for cows while Scott and Cleo set out to make a base. Similar to previous seasons, the map has a wide spread of biomes and wood types. While no deserts have been spotted, we have seen many rare wood types across the server, such as mangrove and jungle wood. The Sub 1 Club found a deep dark in their explorations, and in classic Bigby fashion, we found the creepiest place on the server to call home, a pale garden. Hey, what's that creaking behind me?
No, that's not a creaking button. You turned my microphone on too early. It's this guy. Be more professional next time. The Minecraft Wildlife Reserve contains many biomes to imitate the natural habitats of the creatures residing within it. With a new Minecraft update on the horizon, the team decided to add a new biome to the reserve, the mysterious and supernal Pale Garden, the native habitat of a newly discovered mob known as the Creaking. The Creaking seems completely harmless and immobile when within sight, but if you aren't looking at it, it'll begin to move. Similarly, if you take your eyes off of Bigby's stats, he'll appear in the background of your video. When Bigby wasn't starting his rap career as Lil B or becoming the Minecraft equivalent of Where's Waldo, he staked his claim in the Pale Forest to build his home and continue his lifestyle from last season of being a cryptid.
I'm gonna start on my little housey maroony.
Look forward to seeing what you do.
You just put so much pressure on me just then.
Anything you build will be amazing, I'm sure.
Oh, thanks.
Have fun building. We'll just be over here judging.
He creates a massive ghostly replica of his head out of the new pale oak wood to live in. It's an artwork worthy of Van Gogh status due to having exactly 1 ear. The Pale Garden doesn't beckon just Bigby and his inability to place doors, as the other fauna travel in packs to visit the new forest. Team Pix came to collect the wood and creaking hearts of the forest, but also to follow up on Impulse's promise to judge Bigby's house.
You got a big head.
The next visitors to the forest were 2 of the bamboozlers, Jim and Lizzie, along with a random stray dog asking for Lapis. They set up camp and waited for night to fall so they could encounter the Creaking, and in the meantime, found out that the stray dog sure can help.
This is like a D&D campaign.
We need to recruit a bard.
I can be the bard.
Yeah, you can be the bard. Go on.
If you know it, sing it. There is.
I wish I did.
A house.
Oh, I do
in New
know.
Orleans. They called the rising sun. Wrong night.
And it's been the ruin of many a poor boy and God. Oh, we're back from the cutaway. That's annoying. Twilight fell across the forest, and the might of the Creakings proved to be too frightening for our intrepid heroes, who all failed their wisdom saving throws and escaped to Bigby's home. Unfortunately, Lizzie was too large to fit inside, and she found this so embarrassing that she left it out of her video. The last visitors were Gem and Joel of Fast and Furious fame, Gem being fast and Joel being furiously in love with Dom Toretto. Gem managed to steal a creaking heart, and the Too Fast Too Furious duo made the journey back home to their cobble castle in a fast 5 minutes.
Right, we live in a parkour civilization.
Stop it.
They then placed the creaking heart at their base to summon their new vicious guard dog, Jeffrey. I just hope that the fate of the Furious doesn't end too soon, or this will be a fast saga. Okay, I'm done with the references. Okay, I got one more just for you. Tokyo Drift.
That's all for this week's recap. With many teams already forming solid bonds and enemies being made at every turn, this season is shaping up to be a wild one. Come back next week for more news from everyone's favorite death game. I'm Rosaic, and this has been the Wildlife Recap Show. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.